What's good, man? Frank Martin versus Michel Rivera last weekend, and I'm absolutely shocked. Not really shocked, but I knew Frank Martin was a dog, but damn, I didn't think Frank Martin would blow Michel Rivera out of the water like that. Like he literally like clean sweeped him. Maybe a round or two for Rivera, but Frank Martin straight up dominated this man, and he's made a statement. He's got one of the best wins, singular wins out of all the lightweights right now, dominating him the way he did. He took a risk. Michel Rivera is a very risky opponent to be fighting before getting a title shot, and they took that fight. You know what I mean? And what happened had happened. Frank Martin, you feel me? He was in control from pretty much the second round on to the end. He hurt Michel Rivera in the seventh round, but he dominated the way he did because Frank Martin took away that jab. Michel Rivera, like I said, the jab comes at the same speed all night, and Frank Martin got on top of that real early. He took away that jab by knocking it down and hitting them with his check right hook because Frank Martin's a southpaw. So he knocked down the jab with the right hand and he was hitting him with check hooks. Michel Rivera couldn't even move to the left. Like he only could move to the right, and that was right into Frank Martin's strong hand, the left hand. He was popping them with straights all night. And Michel Rivera, he was trying to throw looping hooks. Frank Martin was beating him to the punch with the straights, strong lefts, great footwork, keeping Michel Rivera in front of him. And this is the type of fight. Now, there's the Mexican fans who always say the black fighter be running and all that shit. Like Michel Rivera tried to control the fight with his jab and distance, but Frank Martin is such an excellent fighter that he wasn't allowed to do that. He was closing the gap on him. He was taking away his jab, and he was keeping him in front of him with his footwork. You know what I mean? Michel Rivera tried to quote unquote run, like what y'all say, but Frank Martin, he's such a he looked it real special in that fight, and he is no doubt an A level lightweight. He's up there. He Tank, Haney, Shakur, Frank Martin, like he's right there. You know what I mean? And he's a real risk for Devin Haney because he takes away jabs and he fucking and he got that left hand. That left hand is dynamite. And that's what I be seeing Haney get hit with the most when he does get hit is the left hand. Frank Martin, every athletic southpaw is a real risk to an orthodox fighter. You know what I mean? And Frank Martin, he's a fucking problem. He's a problem. He got potential to beat anybody. Him and Tank, it's hard to really, think about that fight right now. And that's a realistic fight for Frank. And he's calling for that fight. Of course, everybody calls out Tank. But Frank Martin, he's got an unbelievable future. And Errol Spence has this man signed to him. You know what I mean? Things looking good over there at PBC, especially at this 135. Frank Martin got some real exciting fights that he can pursue, like Pitbull Cruz, De Los Santos, fucking Tank. He got some smoke over there. And Frank Martin, apparently, of course, he's running straight to the smoke because I'm pretty sure he didn't have to fight Michel Rivera if he didn't want to. He probably could have fought another Duno or something, but Frank Martin proved to be a real killer. And that's why we need fights like this. because we don't need to be assuming who's the best. We need to know exactly who's the best. And Frank Martin got in there, and he separated from Michel Rivera. So now we have no doubt Frank Martin is one of the best lightweights at PBC.